Good morning, engineers, and welcome back to today's episode. And today we will do something awesome. So far we mainly connected Sonera to CE software, and today we will connect it to the CAM world. And that means we will run Moldflow simulation on our part. So let's jump into the software. Therefore, I need to share the screen. Here we go. Okay, you still know the workflow, still the same. And what we will do, running a Moldflow simulation on this part today. So even in the most of the cases, this might be made out of some kind of steel, but just let's assume we want to have a plastic version of it. Okay, therefore first we have to define or create an algorithm to define the injection point. And my idea was just saying we want to have the middle point of this whole surface to have the best filling result. Okay, therefore we just create a centroid of the area and then just say closest point. We connect it and we can see, okay, here we have the point in the middle of our surface. Okay, let's hide these two things. And then in the next step, we can already start to connect Sonera to Autodesk Moldflow. And therefore, we create a study from mesh because we already have the mesh, and this is performance-wise then much quicker. Okay, and we will also do just the filling simulation, also for performance reasons. As I'm now not an expert into Moldflow, I don't know what kind of material IDs are existing. So what I'm doing here is just copying the material ID of the example which is behind the node. So we can work with this. We also have our injection location. Let's make it a little bit nice. And we also have already our mesh created. There we go. Okay, and you can already see it already started to create a study in Moldflow. So this takes some seconds till it gets the license and opens Moldflow. And it works exactly the same as the other nodes. So in the background, we start Moldflow in a batch mode and creating just this study to run then in the next step the simulation on it. Okay, this was done. So let's run the study in the next step. And you can also could switch off the console, but it's nice to see what's happening in the background. So same principle again. We started in the batch mode, starting Autodesk Moldflow, and in the next steps we will run the filling simulation. While doing so, I will already jump to the next step, because in the next step we need to evaluate the results. Okay, and therefore I just open the example again, and here you find a pretty nice table on what you can evaluate and also some nice examples. And what we will do is finding them or do an evaluation how many air taps we have in our simulation. Be careful for the result ID. It's important to understand if you have a 3D mesh or a 2D mesh, because the result IDs are different. Okay, in our case, we can copy everything to our workflow. We also see, okay, the study was in the meanwhile done. We have a result, and we just connect what we copied here as the argument, and we input the study, and we will get the number of the air taps, in our case 3. Okay, and that's it already for today. So to sum it up, we connected in less than 5 minutes Sonera to Autodesk Moldflow, run a simulation, and you can imagine you could do also optimizations on it. So for example, finding the right injection point, for the perfect result, finding the right number of injection points and doing studies like this just to improve your manufacturability of your parts. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, so feel free to leave some comments, and I'm looking forward to the next video. Bye bye.